about you, my feelings can't explain. Why after all this time, my feelings can't explain. When I think about you, my feelings can't explain.
One day I was at a club called DCM in Oxford Street in Sydney, and I started dancing on the podium as we do with our muzzle dancing, etc. And he just stared at me for like 30 seconds, came up to me, and out of nowhere he just said, "Fuck." He goes, "That's crazy, I want to learn that." So then we actually connected on a really personal, different level, and very quickly we became very, very close. Not just like friends, but he actually felt like a long lost brother that I had. Out of nowhere he stopped on the middle of the bridge where there's the main walkway from one side of the festival to the other. And he just looked around, decided, fuck this, I'm just going to take off my shorts, and pulled them down, took off his shirt, started walking around in his Calvin Klein underwear. Everyone was just staring like, what the hell is this guy actually doing? Like, girls are staring and just gasping and tapping their friends' arms going, look at this guy, look at this guy. And guys are like, what the fuck? You had the people that were hating, obviously, just as they do. And I was walking for a few minutes and I'm like, don't you care what people are saying? People talking behind your back. He just looked at me, gave me a look and just said, if you give a fuck what people think, you're not going to get anywhere. And he goes, fuck it, I'm shredded.
Al wasn't just the best mate to me. I'd say he was like a brother to me. You know, he was my mentor. He was the person that taught me everything I know. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be who I am, and I wouldn't have any of the beliefs that I got right now. You know, if it wasn't for Al, I wouldn't have lived life the way I do now. The main thing that Al probably taught me is the fact that, you know, you're literally given a chance of life only once, and that one time you've got to make it count. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be doing anything I'm doing right now. You know, right now I'm not just letting life straight past me. I'm living it up. I'm making sure that every second counts, making sure that every second spent with my best mates, with my brothers, and with my family. I'm making everything count. And why do I make it count? Because Al put it in my head that, you know what, Aiden, you've got to make it count. You give him one chance, do it. He taught me to respect life. He taught me to respect the chance that I'm given and to make it count. You know, he was my mentor, my brother. That's all I can say.
There's one time in the car where he asked me if I'd have sex with my own mother for $5 million. And it was one of those things where I was like, no, you know, I don't do that for $5 million. And he asked me to do it for $10 million. And it was just one of those moments that was so funny, and we had to stop the car because we were laughing so hard. In one word, Az was, I'd have to say, charismatic. He had a level of charisma that was totally unmatched by anybody that I've ever met before. And, you know, it's easy to see him in his videos and say, wow, I like to hang around this bar, it's funny or whatnot. When you meet him in person, it's just on a whole other level. Even if he wasn't, you know, if he didn't have the, you know, the internet celeb status that he had, he'd still, wherever he went, people would look at him, and whoever met him would want to, like, get to know him. And he had one of those personalities where you just want to be around him all the time.
We're at Bondi Beach and it was a really beautiful day, so as we were leaving it was gridlock traffic, and Az looks over to the diagonal direction and he sees this convertible, and in it is this Indian guy in his mid-30s and kind of balding already, but next to him is this blonde bombshell, absolutely stunning. And he looks to me and he says, man, that is the biggest gold digger I've ever seen in my life. Do you have the song? I'm like, I knew exactly what he was thinking, so I put the song on and he turns it up to max. We pulled up side by side with their car, and Az has got the remote in his hand and he keeps on rewinding it. He keeps going, she take my money, she take my money, she take my money. And we were absolutely in tears at this point in time. We looked over at them and she was, he was fuming at this point, and she was leaning on his shoulder trying to comfort him.
Being siblings and more so brothers, there's always some sort of a rivalry between the two, whatever it may be, you know, better grades, who's got the better body, or whatnot. One festival I do remember is Sensations 2008, where we actually had a competition to see who's going to come in more shredded. And what happened was, you know, I actually managed to come in a little bit leaner than he did. And Az was not one to always pay compliments or let people know that he was beaten. And you know, and he came up to me on the countdown and he just goes, bro, I just want to say, you look absolutely fucking amazing, I'm very proud of you. You've outdone me, congratulations, well done. And that's going to be a memory that I'm going to hold on to for the rest of my life. And it was a very beautiful moment. We hugged each other, we kissed, then the beat dropped and we started.
Jesus, bro. Because this is a fucking revolution, bro. We're taking over. One at a time. Admire, bro.
A well-known Sydney bodybuilder has died after collapsing in a sauna.
Drawn into the backdrop here, you could fade away. Bright lights on a starless night, burn a hole in the dying day. Looking at life through a loaded gun, take your best shot, aim it at the sun. When I think about you, my feelings can't explain. Why after all this time, my feelings can't explain. When I think about you.